Hello there and welcome to XCOM 2. So for those of you who haven't seen this game before, this is a turn-based strategy game set in the future where you have humanity fighting against alien invaders. So having just finished my first playthrough on veteran difficulty, I thought it would be cool to do a second one, this time upping the difficulty to commander difficulty. From what I've heard, this is extremely challenging as the second highest difficulty level, but I'm going to give it a go all the same. Except this time, it's going to be a little bit different, because I want you to get involved. That's right, I want you in my squad. One of the cool things about this game is that you can completely customize your soldiers, so nationality, race, appearance, all that sort of thing can all be changed, and you can effectively create customized soldiers in the shape of anyone, including yourself. This one is me from my previous playthrough. Unfortunately, my face isn't particularly XCOM shaped, so it doesn't really look too much like me. But anyway, that was my best effort, so as you can see, you've got a whole load of different customization options. You can give them a different hat or helmet or something like that if you don't really want to go around without a helmet. You can change their armor type, you can change so much of this stuff. You can change their race, their face, everything can be changed, which is really cool if you ask me. So if you do want to join the squad, all you have to do is simply give me a description of the character. So if you already have XCOM 2, then that's going to be really easy. You just have to either take a screenshot or just quickly note down which of these particular features you've selected for your soldier. If you don't have the game, not to worry, just give me a quick description of the character, so their skin colour, their gender, the sort of armour colour that they want to wear, and quite importantly also the class. There are in fact 5 different classes in this game, 4 of which come into play immediately and one of which is very much a late game sort of class. Each of these, apart from that particular one, does have 2 different variations which give you a bit more customization options, because the way the game works is that as you play different missions, you can change your soldier by giving them skills. So after each rank you will level up, you get a stat increase in terms of aim and will, and you also do get to choose a new skill, which is really cool. So here's the first of the classes, which is the Ranger. The Ranger is very much a sort of close combat equipped trooper with a sword on his back, which is pretty cool. His primary weapon is a shotgun, which makes him perfect for getting right up close and killing the enemy face to face. The second class is the Grenadier, who has a minigun and a grenade launcher. So he is very much the demolitions expert of the team, and he will blow everything up and hopefully shoot things, although generally their aim does not tend to be so good. Next up is the Sharpshooter, which was my chosen class for the last playthrough, and he has a sniper rifle and a pistol for both long and close range combat. The final basic class is the Specialist, who is more of a support orientated character. As you can see, has a little flying robot called a Gremlin hovering at his right shoulder, which makes him able to heal people and also hack enemy targets. As the game progresses, your soldiers get more and more powerful. Indeed, this gameplay that you're watching at the moment is taken from the late game phase, which means that my soldiers are particularly powerful. In fact, my technology is about as high as it can get here, which does also mean that the enemies are as powerful as they get too. But still, the general trend is that it gets easier as you go along. In fact, this is the special class that you're seeing in action here, which is the Psi Operative, and he uses the power of his mind to burn people's souls out, and various other nifty little tricks like freezing them in time, and also helping out his allies with a bit of support. One thing that you may have noticed is that this is a slightly slower paced game than most others, because it does require a great deal of thought and planning each move, which is something that I initially struggled with a little bit, but I did get better as I went along, especially having played the first XCOM game for a bit. Now I'm just about to demonstrate the power of some of the late game abilities. This one is called Face Off and is demonstrated by myself, who is actually the Sharpshooter class. And this allows me to fire one shot at all targets, like so. With this level of technology, that's a great deal better than it would be at the beginning of the game, and in fact can be used to butcher whole hordes of enemies, which is very cool indeed if you ask me. So anyway, if you do want to get involved, I will leave a description of everything, all the details that you need to send me in the description below, and all you have to do is do that and just leave that in the comments section or send me a message on Steam. And you will be either added to the current squad, which means I will customize the starting soldiers to be your character, or I will add them to something called the character pool, which means that you have a good chance of turning up later in the game in the form of soldiers who are a bit more experienced to reflect the sort of difficulty of the enemies at that stage. It'd be great to get as many of you involved as possible, because I'd say it adds a bit of a personal touch to these missions. Instead of randomly generated soldiers, these are actual, well, people who you can sort of root for and support as I go through the campaign. And yes, unfortunately, several of you will die. I should probably just put that out there as a sort of warning. But that's just part of the game, and in fact it wouldn't be XCOM if people didn't die. So do put down character details. It doesn't have to be you, it can just be a character that you've created yourself. Just follow the description and then you should be able to join this playthrough. Well, thanks for watching, and if you like the idea of this, be sure to hit that like button just so that I can see exactly how much interest there is in this. And until the next episode, I will see you on the battlefield.